Yeah, I did need to go for blades here. Oh no. YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team, and this team got top 16 Japan Nationals created by Hirofumi, the original Umbreon player from 2019. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. If you want to check out Hirofumi and the details of the team, down below in the description, and you can try out the rental code while it's available. But let's get started and play some games. All right, a mirror. Really? Okay, so we have Regieleki, Tornadus, Groudon, Charizard, the Calyx Ice Rider, and the Umbreon. How does the mirror even work? I don't even know how would the mirror even play? I feel like it involves Charizard and Groudon immensely. I'd say no Torn, and I'm not exactly 100% sure here. What's the Charizard full moveset again? It's just Blast, Burn, Hurricane, Ancient Power, right? Okay. I kind of want to go. Umbreon is definitely being brought here. I think it's the Ice Rider. I mean, I just don't know how the mirror plays. I'm trying to think. I feel like it's something with these three plus Umbreon. Eleki could actually be a brought member here because Eleki, of course, is really strong against my opponent, but I'm not exactly 100% certain on that one. I think I want to go with I think I want to go Cali Ice. Cali Ice plus Groudon seems actually really good to me right here. It's such a... I have no idea how this mirror plays. Also, why is my... Okay, my controller wasn't even working for a second. Let's see. I want to bring the Umbreon and I think the Charizard. Maybe Umbreon's not technically a play, but I do want to bring it because under Trick Room, Foul Play seems really difficult for them to handle in the mirror. But I don't know because Eleki, I could see like them going with like Eleki offensive mode because it's a way to nuke Umbreon really quickly and helps against the Charizard problems. But I have no idea how you're supposed to play this. Let's see. It could be a disaster right here. We're going to see Tornadus plus Eleki. Okay, the Groudon play works here. The Groudon play does work here. That's really ideal here. So I leave my Calyx Ice Rider plus my Groudon right here. And they have to Dynamax the Eleki in order to knock out the Calyx Ice Rider. Otherwise, I just get Trick him off. So don't I just go for a Glacial Lance right here, right off the bat, and get as much damage as I possibly can? I feel like that's always my play here. They probably get... Yeah, I feel like it's just Glacial Lance and Rock Slide here. Trick Room... At Trick Room angle. I could see myself going for the Trick Room angle, though. It might be Trick Room, actually. I'm going to attempt a Trick Room. You know what? Let's attempt a Trick Room. Let's go for our Precipice Blades. Let's just see how this works, because I don't know what they would do here. They're going to protect the Eleki. Okay, that's fine. Weather Ball, but I have Sash, so that's not even that big of a deal. Next turn I go for the Lance, and they don't have a good switch. And then Lance, because the Torn is also not... Was the Torn Focus Sash on this team? I can't remember if it was Focus Sash or Expert Belt. But yeah, this ends up working out pretty well. I actually completely forgot about the Weather Ball tech actually on the Torn. Oh boy, that could have gotten disastrous. But yeah, we're gonna go for a Glacial Lance here and a Precipice Blades, I suppose. I could also Heat Crash here, but I mean, there's no way they Dynamax Eleki, right? They're probably bringing out the Calyx Ice Rider, if anything, or the Umbreon here. So I think I just Glacial Lance and I Heat Crash the Eleki slot and get the damage off. Yeah, they don't protect anything, so Glacial Lance is going to come out. Does this just knock out Eleki? Do I just get a double knockout here? If I get a double knockout here, that's insane. I do get a double knockout here. I have a +2 Calyx Ice Rider. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think... It was a Charizard mirror position, but yeah, that makes sense if I let a Charizard mode here, but that actually works out amazingly in my favor. I'm able to get a +2 Calyx Ice Rider. I have Trick Room. Yeah, like I got rid of 2 of their Pokemon. They're trapped in. Let's see what they bring out. It's going to be their own Calyx Ice Rider, which makes sense, and a Umbreon? Umbreon does come out here. Okay. That makes sense here. The Umbreon does have Yawn. My Charizard's going to go really crazy here once I get into position. I think I want a Phantasm. Well, let me see my speed stat. Hold on. My speed stat for this is 129. Okay. So I kind of want to max Phantasm here into the Calyx slot. Yeah, because it's not policy. I might as well Phantasm for foul play damage later on. I think that's really solid here if I'm able to accomplish that. So I'm going to go for a Glacial Lance and I'm going to go for a Phantasm. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Phantasm here. This could be a Dynamax angle from the Calyx Ice Rider, which is a-okay because I think Umbreon should allow me to win this end game, but let's find out. We do see the Dynamax on the Calyx Ice Rider. I should live any Hailstorm combination. Hailstorm and the Foul Play, I think I'll also live as well. And then I think my Umbreon's really going to be able to handle this team. My only problem is, can I break through their Umbreon if they start getting Quakes up? Because that's going to be a little bit tricky, but otherwise I should be fine. We do see the Dynamax here. Are they taking a knock on the Calyx Ice Rider, or are they taking a knock on the Groudon though? This could be just like take the knockout on the Calyx Ice Rider, going for the Quake here to get the special defense increase for the Umbreon, and then they're going to yawn my Groudon, which is fine. Like, I really don't think that's that big of a deal here. So we bring out the Groudon here, as we're going to go for a Foul Play coming out probably into Ice Rider then. Yeah, they go for the Ice Rider. Okay, so they don't want to risk the Speed Tide there, which is also pretty fair. So Calyx Ice Rider does go down. We're going to see a Hailstorm here most likely. I guess I could have probably swapped out there if I expected the Foul Play, and I guess it kind of made sense that they didn't want to risk the Speed Tie right there. Hailstorm does a ton of damage to me, which is a-okay here. I am able to get the Max Phantasm off into their Calyx Ice Rider, and I'm able to get the Umbreon into a really strong position, I think, afterwards. So big, huge damage into the Ice Rider. Okay. That's a pretty big physical defense drop right here. And then afterward, my Umbreon is looking pretty solid, I think. We definitely go out into Umbreon here. And we click Foul Play, I guess. How many times the Trick Room left? 2. Okay, no, we should be fine. I'm going to Foul Play here. Their Calyx Ice Rider. And I'm going to go for a... I guess we Flare here. Quake doesn't do anything other than I get more damage. Flare allows me to get the Sun Up for Charizard again. But then again, they just reset when they Hailstorm on the 3rd turn, right? So I guess it doesn't matter here in the long term. I guess I Phantasm again in case they Max Guard. They could Max Guard the Calyx Ice Rider. I think I Phantasm here. Yeah, okay. So that's all right here. I am going to be able to get a huge Phantasm off into Umbreon. And then I think the Foul Play should threaten the Calyx Ice Rider the following turn, as they do go for the yawn into my Umbreon. Okay, so this is all right here. Phantasm into the Umbreon. So now they're at -2 defense with both Pokemon, and then I probably sack the Charizard here and go for the Precious Blaze endgame, I'm pretty sure. I think that's my most solid way of winning. If they get a double protect, so be it. But yeah, we're going to go for a Foul Play here. We're going to go hard into our Charizard right here, because I think Charizard without the Sun Up is pretty much done his job at this point. So we'll swap out here. Last turn of Trick Room. And even if they get the double, I think then I just have to hit a Blade Stat point. But we'll find out. We will swap out here into our Charizard. Let's find out what they're going for. Gonna be the... You go for the double? Nope. They went for a yawn. Anticipating the switch from the Umbreon. Okay, that makes sense. Foul Play gonna come out into the Calyx. And it just nukes the Calyx. Okay, beautiful. And that's exactly why I wanted like multiple Phantasm decreases, because being able to nuke the Calyx Ice Rider, and yeah, just super strong right here. They didn't bring Groudon or the Charizard, which I was actually super surprised about. But overall, yeah, they didn't exactly have much offensive pressure against my Umbreon, and my Umbreon was really tricky to handle, especially since I led Groudon, which pressured the Eliki. So they weren't able to do much with Eliki at all. So I was just put in a really strong position. Now I just win by clicking Taunt, and I win by clicking... I mean... I could go Groudon here. I guess I go Groudon, and I click Blast Burn right here. Yeah. Because they're probably just going to go for the Charizard slot, and then I have Heat Crash onto the Umbreon. And I think they have to Foul Play crit my Groudon, but even then I should probably win the endgame, because of the fact that they have 2 defense drops, so my Foul Plays are doing more to them than they are doing to me. And also they have used like multiple attacks overall. I think a few more. So if it came down to PowerPoint stall, I think I'd win the endgame regardless. So yeah, it just seemed really strong for me. And yeah, really just being able to get rid of their lead immediately. They didn't exactly have any free switches, and then being able to like get the Phantasm drops, which was really important for my Umbreon KOing, and just putting them in this awkward position no matter what they did in that game, just really helped me out, I guess. All right, we got Will Zamazenta, which is actually a very awkward matchup for me. Zamazenta, Charizard. I don't even know. Zamazenta, Thundurus, Venusaur, Groudon, or Shifu, Incineroar. Now, matchup's really rough here, actually. And I mean pretty rough here because my counters to Zamazenta don't exactly exist other than Charizard, of course. But the thing is, they also have like Thundurus and they have their own Groudon, which I don't know, probably Assault Vest on one of those two, I'd imagine. So it's going to be pretty difficult to handle. This is tricky. Do I want to go with a Tailwind mode? I could. But the thing is, this is just strange. This is just really strange here. I kind of want to go with like Torn plus Groudon here. Torn plus Groudon is probably okay overall. It's just really bad against Venusaur, but I don't know if I really have like a counterplay to that. I definitely want to bring the Charizard and then maybe Eliki in the back because, or it's going to be in the Calyx Ice Rider. The thing is, I think Airstream next to Calyx Ice Rider is so good here. Eliki would be so nice if it wasn't for the Groudon, but the Groudon Venusaur is like stopping me from leading that here. And sure, my lead is actually kind of weak to Groudon Venusaur, but at least I can get Tailwind up or I could threaten the Venusaur slot. And within the Solvus Groudon, like I'm just gonna have to hope for Sleep Powders at this point, but not much I can do there. Zamazenta Thundurus. Okay, so this is a really good lead for me here. And I mean extremely good lead here. Okay, so I do get to the Groudon plus the Tornadus lead here, and I think I just go for a Protect. Oh wait, I don't have Protect, right? I'm Weather Ball, Tailwind, Air Slash. Am I Protect? I don't have Protect. Yeah, I'm Icy Wind. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go for a... This is probably coaching here. I mean, I always Tailwind here for sure. And I think I Rock Slide for damage. I think Rock Slide for damage into Thundurus isn't bad because Charizard should be able to come in afterward. Yeah, I think this is okay. They're gonna retreat the Thundurus actually. Okay, into the Groudon on their side. That's... Oh, they're trying to get coaching next to Groudon. I have no idea where the Assault Vest is on this team, so this is actually a little bit tricky. I guess I could flinch to Zamazenta now, but we'll see. Rock Slide. I would have liked a little bit of damage because every bit of damage actually does matter against this team. I do get the Rock Slide off in this Zamazenta. Let's see. It's going to be the coaching. Okay, so that Groudon. Luckily, I didn't Dynamax because I didn't plan on Dynamaxing, but yeah, now it's going to be a little bit tricky here. I can go for the Weather Ball, though. I definitely want to Weather Ball the Zamazenta. I think Heat Crash is Zamazenta too. It covers like a lot of switches other than, I guess, Incineroar. I don't know if they brought Incineroar though in the back. They could, I guess, but I'm just not. With Thundurus, it could be Venusaur back, or I guess it could be Incineroar. Do I want a Blades here? I guess I don't lose anything by clicking Blades here. Yeah, I don't lose anything by clicking Blades here. I'm gonna go for Blades. Weather Ball should still do a really solid chunk here. They're going to Dynamax the Groudon, actually. Okay, so it's not Dynamax Thundurus, which means the Thundurus is a lot less useful in the end game. A Charizard plus the Calyx Ice Rider could go really in against this team, I suppose. So I guess that's my new game plan here. But the thing is that they Rock Fall, they get rid of the Sun, and then it's a little bit strange. So it's not an ideal position still by far. But we do get the Weather Ball off, and I think they went for coaching again. So this is perfect. Assuming I land the Blades and get some chip, it's really crucial here. Yeah, I did need to go for Blades here. Oh, no. Okay, okay. I wanted that damage in the Groudon. It's kind of unfortunate that I've not gotten any damage on the Groudon because it could be the little bit of damage that could matter between Wildfire damage just stacking up, but okay. A Quake here, that's fine. I should survive one. Yep, okay. Then the Venusaur comes in. I see when he crashed the Venusaur slot, I think. Only way it becomes bad is if they have Protect. I guess Calyx Ice Rider can just Dynamax and win at this point now that I'm thinking about it. It probably is my Dynamax spawn now. I probably just throw off a Blast Burn into the Groudon at this point. A Thundurus is going to come in. I'm not too surprised. We're going to go for Icy Wind for speed control. Yeah, we're always going to go for the Icy Wind here, which hasn't gone well for me, but yeah, we're going to go for it. We're going to Icy Wind Heat Crash. Because it should knock out the Thundurus, and with the Expert Belt, they also slow down the Groudon, which is pretty important because it might matter for my Calyx Ice Rider outspeeding afterward. Activated Defiant on Thunderous, which is not too surprising. I don't know if that's Assault Vest on either one. I want to say it's not Assault Vest Groudon. The Heat Crash is going to come out, knockout to there. Thunderous, so Thunderous does go down. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Who is their last? I guess that's a big question. Rockfall going to come out. They're going to eliminate my... Oh, wait, they Rockfalled my Groudon. Okay, I guess it caught like switches right there and like they get rid of the weather. A crit. I want to say that doesn't matter, but I mean, +1 Quake at 75. +1 Rockfall resisted. Hard to say. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't think it's that game changer here, but yeah, let's see. I think I gotta make sure my end game's ideal here. I think it's always Charizard here and Max Guard on this final turn. I just don't know who their last Pokemon is. Is it Venusaur? If it's Venusaur, I just Icy Wind. It's Incineroar, okay. Well, that makes sense. I think I have my end game solution, but this could get a little bit tricky. This could definitely get a little bit tricky. I want to go for a... Well, they can't knock out both here. It might be better just to take the Rock Ball now, but they are +1. I definitely go down to +1 here. A Max Guard is a super safe play in Air Slash, I suppose. Actually, no, I could just go for Air Slash here. I could go for Air Slash into the Torn, and actually, no, I Weather Ball here because I have Expert Belt. So I Weather Ball the Incineroar here, and I Max Guard the Charizard. If they take the knockout Torn, it's fine. I need to get rid of the Incineroar, and then I got to clear a path for the Calx Ice Rider, and then I should have this, I think. I'm pretty sure I have this. I'm pretty sure. There's like a few things that could go wrong potentially, depending on how well the Groudon takes my attacks. But I feel like I'm in a pretty strong spot. They can't Quake to get another boost, which is also really nice. So they only have a +1 special defense, which is pretty important for Charizard numbers in the late game. But let's see. Protect our Charizard here. We're going to see Fake Out into Torn. No Fake Out into Torn, actually. A Weather Ball is going to come out into the Incineroar right here. Huge damage into Incineroar, too. Yeah, that's really good damage, okay? Gonna see Flare Blitz. Okay, so they're just trying to knock out the Torn and get my last Pokemon in. The Torn is actually going to be able to survive, which is nice. And then what are you doing with the Rockfall into Charizard? Yep, makes sense. Okay. So I go for a Wildfire now, and I go for a Weather Ball once again into the Incineroar. The Weather Ball Torn is actually really coming into play here. It's doing so much work for me, actually. Like, so much work. All right. So Groudon Dynamax is over. I click Weather Ball into the Incineroar, finish it off, and then I Wildfire for the residual damage into the Groudon here. And I should win the game, I'm pretty sure. Unless it's Scarf Groudon, which... Well, even if it's Scarf Groudon, it doesn't outspeed me this turn. Yeah. So, yeah, that shouldn't matter. We are able to get the Weather Ball. Actually, no, Scarf Groudon could still matter. Because if they crit my Charty Berry Charizard and then, like, flinch down my Calix Ice Rider, then I lose, I guess. But I don't think that's going to be the case. We're going to get a Wildfire off into the Groudon. Huge damage actually drew that +1. So that shouldn't be Assault Vest, yeah. We're going to see... Oh, Citrus Berry. Okay, that confirms it. That makes it a lot easier. Okay, perfect. And that means Ice Rider should outspeed the Groudon, guaranteed. Rock Slide. Charty Berry does activate, so we should survive. It is +1 from the coaching earlier, but yeah, we are able to survive. Perfect. Okay, nice. Nice. If they went for Fake Out Rockfall into Torn, then all I had to do was Airstream, High Horsepower, the Incin. It should KO the combination, and then just Groudon can't crit me, and then I should have had that sealed, I think, regardless. That was basically the end game I was going for. Luckily, they didn't go for the Fake Out, so I was just able to get like a Weather Ball off, and yeah, it just really paid off right there. So Charizard and Calix Ice Rider should clean up this game because we can go for an Airstream plus a Glacial Lance just to guarantee this in case some kind of weird Airstream numbers. But yeah, we also have a Sash on it. The battle's going to be forfeited, and yes. Ooh, that was scary. Zamazenta could have definitely been a nightmarish Pokemon to deal with. They definitely let the Thunderous, and I thought about Rock Falling, but I knew my game plan was just going for the Wildfire with Charizard in the long term, so I felt like I didn't need to. I think they were trying to catch a Rock Fall there from my Groudon and bait it and going into Groudon set up with the coaching, which is really smart there. But it didn't work with my game plan because I knew that the Charizard was way more threatening. Because, like, I could Dynamax the Groudon there. I did consider it. It just didn't seem like, in the long term, it didn't seem worth it to me because I felt like the positions I would have with the Dynamax Groudon just didn't outweigh the positions I had with Dynamax Charizard, especially like just getting the damage off, because if they did Dynamax the Thundurus, I felt like I was still in a better spot with Groudon, with Charizard just in general anyway. And yeah, it just really worked out, thankfully. Zacian, Kyogre, Rillaboom, Zapdos, Incineroar, and Grimmsnarl. Pretty standard team. How is my matchup against this? I actually have no idea what the standard matchup is for this. Groudon, of course, does really well here against my opponent's team. I'd imagine I always bring it here. Torn, I want to say I could. Do I want to go Tailwind mode here? I feel like it's a little bit weak. Their team is really weak to Eliki, though, so Eliki could be useful. Charizard, really huge threat as well. I could consider it. I got like a lot of options, I'd imagine. I'd say Eliki is probably one of the good ones where I can just draw off like a huge Thunderbolt. And yeah, I do kind of like that. Do I like the Umbreon? Because Umbreon's a little bit tricky here where I don't feel like it's as useful. I'd say no Torn either, because even though Tailwind's kind of nice, I don't need it absolutely to win this game. And I'd rather have like stuff like Calyx Ice Rider, I think Charizard, and Groudon. I just don't know if I'm Dynamaxing yet, but I think I'm going to go with Eliki plus the... It's either Eliki Charizard, Eliki Ice Rider. I think it's Eliki Ice Rider right off the bat. And then I think Groudon plus Charizard's probably okay here. Yeah, I think it's probably okay for the most part. I will find out what they lead here because I think Eliki is really strong. I could use it as a bait right here to force a max on their Kyogre and put them in an unfavorable position immediately. I have quite a few options. It really just depends. I could also go on a Groudon just max lightning, and that would be really strong against like a Kyogre Grimmsnarl lead if that's the case. A Kyogre leads with the Grimmsnarl. Okay, not too surprised here. All right, so I do lead my Calyx Ice Rider plus my Eliki right here, and let's see here. Most of the Kyogres probably don't outspeed my Eliki after even with a scary face, so they don't exactly have the best position here. I could just protect too, like protect here plus a I mean, I do have quite there's a lot of good options here. I could target the Grim. I could see the switch out here, and I could go for Lance. There's so much I could do here. I think I'm gonna Lightning though. I definitely want to get a Lightning off into the Kyogre, and I think I want to go for the Groudon hard swap here. I want to say this is fine. I could also max guard and just Glacial Lance, but I do like the Groudon switch a lot, actually. And I mean a lot, yeah. Because it just reduces their damage output. They don't have a good switch to max lightning plus the Glacial Lance, which is why I want to lead the... I want to lead that specifically. I think their defensive plays are really weak against the Eliki plus Groudon. Let's see if I'm right here, though. They did say inside. Imagine they're maxing here and probably light screening. That's probably like they're out right here. And with this electric terrain, I'm kind of curious how much damage I do because they're usually a Solvest Kyogre. With this max lightning into another one, I wonder if I can pick up the knockout. If not, a knockout with the combination of Precipice Blades, because this ground is actually pretty fast. So if I am able to pick up the knockout, would be pretty ideal. But we'll see here, though, I guess. We're going to see the Dynamax on the Kyogre. I also wonder if they even... Well, I mean, this is a pretty popular team right now. I'd imagine you know it's a special Eliki. But if I was physical Eliki, oh boy, what's their cover for that? Did they have to reflect here? But we'll find out. The Kyogre does Dynamax here, which is not surprising. Let's find out. What are you going for here? What are you going for? Gonna be... Oh, they went for the reflect. Okay, that's actually really good for me. So I get a max lightning off without having to worry about the light screen here. So this is even more damage. This is actually might be a punishing thing right here. Because yeah, look at that damage. And now electric train setup. Next turn, Precipice Blades plus max lightning. It's really hard to switch into them for my opponent. So this is really solid. Yeah, this is really good. This should be Geyser. Yep, Geyser should be into the Eliki slot, I'd imagine. And oh, they target the Groudon. Okay. Groudon takes a lot of damage, but I mean, the Eliki is still a very big superstar right here. Like, it's really hard for them to actually handle the Eliki right now. And yeah, why wouldn't I just go for max lightning here? And I think I'm going to click Blades right here to get as much damage as I possibly can into my opponent. They shouldn't have... they're going to retreat their Grimmsnarl into Rillaboom or Incineroar? Incineroar. Do they actually think I am physical on the Eliki? Or... because they definitely don't survive this. They don't have light screen. I guess they really thought I was physical. Okay, so I get a max lightning off into the Kyogre, and I am able to pick up the knockout. So goodbye Kyogre, and I get a single target press with blades off into the Incineroar. I don't know about this one. I really don't know about this one. I don't think this is a play here. Did I miss? I did miss. Okay, unfortunate. But you don't have a light screen up. Like, I nuked something. Their Dynamax is over too. Let's see here. Zacian going to come in. Not too surprising. I think I'm going to nuke the Incineroar here with Max Lightning here. And I think I'm just going to reset my Groudon stats here. I think that's probably the best play here. Yeah, I'm just going to reset. So I'm going to go into Ice Rider here. Or I could go Charizard. Charizard's not a bad option either. Because even if they take the knock on the Eliki, I think it's fine. You know what? I'm going to go Charizard. I'm going hard Charizard. If they take the knock on Eliki, it's okay here. Like, I really don't mind. This should be probably... I don't know if they attack. They have to go aggressive here if they want a chance. They do protect it. Okay. So I'm going to be getting rid of the instant. Unless it's Focus Sash. If it's Focus Sash, you can live this. And I don't know if it's Shucker Berry because we didn't get to see earlier. But yeah, we are able to eliminate the Incineroar. So now, very, very poor spot for them. Like, this is extremely difficult for them in the long term. I wonder if they have Scary Face. If they have Scary Face, I guess this changes it. We're going to see the Grimmsnarl come in. My Dynamax is over. I go for the Electroweb here. I'm pretty sure. And... this is kind of weird. I guess I'm gonna go Ice Rider here because I'd rather have... I don't want to Blast Burn now. I guess I could... Actually, I should have Hurricane to Grim. Yeah, I should have Hurricane to Grim. It's fine still. I still think I'm in a phenomenal position. I mean, I could still throw this game realistically because... But the only thing is their Exhaustion is the only thing to with damage I put. I want to dodge the Thunder Wave on Charizard. So let's see. Because let's find out what they're gonna do. Are they going to Thunder Wave? Are they going to Light Screen here? They're going to go for a Light Screen. That makes sense. Okay. So my Charizard is now faster than Exhaustion if I hit the Electroweb, which is really nice here. And I do hit the Electroweb. Perfect. So big damage in the Electric Terrain too. That's some really good damage here. Okay. Zacian probably going for the knock on the Eliki, I'd imagine here. I don't think you I think you have to hope for the Charizard messing up. Behavior Blade does come out into the Eliki, I want to say. I don't think you... Okay, yeah, it's an Eliki. Perfect. The Eliki goes down. I want to say... What angle do I want to approach this as? A Charizard angle or a Groudon angle? I think this is a Charizard angle. I think it's a Charizard angle, and I think I click Glacial Lance and Protect. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, last turn of Rain and Electric Terrain. I might as well just Protect here. I could double Protect if I really want to, but I just don't see... I don't see a reason for them to double up the Calyx Ice Rider here. Because Calyx Ice Rider Trick Room is not a threat here. I guess High Horsepower can two-shot, but I think you can go for the miss at that point. I mean, you probably are going to go for misses in general. They Thunder Wave the Charizard, which makes... Oh, they Ice Rider. Ooh, okay. They called my Charizard playing defensive. Okay. As long as I didn't get paralyzed, I got the damage off into Grimmsnarl, which is all I needed, but... Okay. So I'm able to get a Lance off, and then I can Blast Burn the following turn, but overall, yeah, like, regardless, like, even if they hit the Thunder Wave, like, I have to get extremely unlucky, I think, in order to lose this game here. So Lance, big damage. One more into the Grimmsnarl will allow me to get rid of the Grimmsnarl. They probably have to hope for a dodge or a full pair at this point. This is kind of the unfortunate part with how this end game goes, but yeah, not much to say. I am gonna go for the Lance once again and a Blast Burn right here. Let's find out. Are you going to get really lucky here? Are you going to get really lucky? Game's not over. Game is not over, surprisingly. Even with Eliki dominating, Grimmsnarl Thunder Wave is actually a massive problem. And also, one of the problems with using Groudon teams, low accuracy moves. Let's see. So I have to dodge both of those in order to... I guess I could have attacked. So like one play I could have done was Groudon Blast Burn, but I really didn't like the sound of that realistically. So I was actually very surprised they called it the Charizard. But then again, I've been playing really defensive with Charizard the entire time. They go for the Thunder Wave into the Charizard slot. Okay. I also wonder how fast Exhaustion is. Because if the Zacian is slower than my Groudon after Electro, I just win anyway. So we do see Behemoth Blade into Charizard, actually. Okay, no, that secures it for me, I think. I'm pretty sure because I get a Lance off in the Grimmsnarl. I can't Thunder Wave or Foul Play or take knockouts, so it's only Zacian and it can only attack one slot at a time. I get rid of the Grimmsnarl, and now I'm pretty sure, like, even if Charizard gets fully paralyzed, but well, I could still lose, I guess. Yeah, Charizard needs to get extremely unlucky here. But you know what? Charizard pulling through. Blast Burn finishes off the Zacian. Good game. Regardless, I think I had to rely on low accuracy moves anyway when I was dealing with this. It's just the cost of using these like really powerful attacks with Charizard and the Groudon, the Precipice Blaze plus the Blast Burn right there in the end game. But it worked out overall. Elekey was just able to really dominate the early parts of this game right there. They thought I was physical, I think. I think they were committed to me using physical. And yeah, Rising Voltage special move. Hit the Kyogre, was able to obliterate it right there. And yeah, they wasted their Dynamax really early on. The Groudon taking damage kind of stinked because the blade, then I was put in range of Behemoth Blade from Zacian potentially. But overall, I was able to pretty much nuke the Kyogre and the Incineroar, which were pretty big threats, isolate the Zacian into the Grimmsnarl. And then I had probably the best shot of winning because all I had to do was hit moves at that point to win the game. And thankfully I did, and dodge Thunder Wave Paris as well. And that is the show. Overall, really strong options like Life Orb. Regieleki is absolutely insane. I think Focus Sash, Calyx Ice Rider, super strong, a fast one, has the Trick Room mode, but also can be really good with some certain speed control, and with Tailwind and the Airstream from the Regieleki can go absolutely insane. Groudon, of course, really nice with the Charizard, just really insane damage output, and then Umbreon really nice for like Calyx Ice Rider mirrors and playing defensive. Was really a lovely team overall. But if you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought about the teams down below, and you can check out the rest of the details of the team and Hirofumi down below in the description, as well as grab the rental code while you can, while it's available. And you can check out the rest of my series 12 content where you use a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.